Thank you so much for tuning in on this beautiful Monday morning. Happy Madaraka Day to you. And I do hope you are enjoying this beautiful Madaraka Day morning with a hot cup of Eden tea. Because Eden tea truly is the finest garden tea. If you've never tried it, my friend, you need to try it. Lots of flavors for you and I to choose from. Whether you're talking about Eden ginger tea, there's Eden lemon tea, you have Eden premium tea, you also have Eden green tea and Eden purple tea. A good selection for you and I to choose from. And Eden tea is reminding us in this season to stay safe, stay at home unless you really have to get out of home, maintain interpersonal distance of at least 1.5 to 2 meters as you meet and interact with other people. Wash your hands frequently with a soap and running water. Always wear your face mask every time you leave home, and also avoid touching your face. That's your eyes, your nose and your mouth, because together we can stop the spread of the coronavirus. This week, Motivation Monday, I'm glad to be joined in studio by Florence Wanyonyi. She is a motivational speaker and an author. I've hosted her before. It's good to have you back.
Thank you so much, James. Good
Karibu
morning.
Sana. Good morning to you too. Happy Madaraka Day.
Happy Madaraka Day to you too.
You know, we life has so changed. Weekends and holidays look like any other day.
They look the same.
Yes, but we thank God.
Yes.
So we are talking about preparing for a new season. You know, and I was thinking about this and I thought, life actually happens in seasons. But we are such creatures of habit as human beings. Why do you think we are so afraid of change? Why do we resist change so much?
Wow. Number one, happy Madaraka Day to you all,
Yes.
from wherever it is that you're listening. I'm so happy and grateful to be in the studio today with James, such an amazing presenter in this media group.
Sana.
Yes, of course we do. I truly believe we've all experienced change, and we have feared change at many points in our lives.
Yeah.
But I have now come to a full understanding that change is relevant. You know, we can't have just one season all the way in our
Yes.
lives, just as we cannot have just the same weather, the whole year.
whole year.
I mean, we need the rains, you know, so that the crops can be grown, and also we need the dry season, so that the heat actually, so that we can dry those crops, you know, in the example of maize.
Yeah.
So yes, change will come. And I believe the sooner we embrace it, and I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it's doable. Yes.
Why do we find it hard to embrace it?
Of course, we find it hard to embrace it because
Yes.
most of the time we get into comfort zones.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe your job has been going so well for so long, and all of a sudden when it's taken from you, you're wondering, where do I start from?
Yes.
Okay, and not realizing that the universe, which is God, He has so many other opportunities that are just waiting for you, and probably it was actually about time that you step into your new season. Yeah.
You know, this virus has pushed us into change that we had not planned for and that we did not want. Which change is harder, the one you plan for, or the one that's sudden on you? Or are they just the same? It's change is change.
Oh my God, I think both are hard, but I can say yes, especially in relation to this season that we got into this year. It was it's been difficult for all of us. By the time we got our footing, it was quite shaky, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
And still, there are people who are still really, really struggling. They haven't really figured out what to do yet. So I don't know whether to say there's very easy change or not, but it's there. And I truly believe we just have to embrace. Because again, in the change, like we say, that is where you get broken through things and, also get healed through those things.
Yes.
And lessons, so much lessons coming through. And I truly believe you have your own stories.
Very true. So now, how does a person begin to prepare for a new season? Because we are always told preparation is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Number one, go back to the basics. The basics for me is God, and just ask for help, because most of the time we really don't know what to do, how to proceed. And so you start there first. And it's supposed to be, like I said, even on our previous show here, we say the habits of our life. You know, if we get grounded in our spiritual, then whatever comes our way, we should be able to handle eventually. And actually, I just want you guys to remember Romans 8:28. I'm going back to the scriptures.
Yes.
Romans 8:28, it says, and we know that all things work out, for the good for those that love God and are called according to his purpose. So yes, it seems a little bit ironical, especially when you're experiencing heartache and brokenness. But I can assure you, over the few years that I have now known this God, he doesn't lie. His word is true. You may not understand it right now, but give yourself time. Give him a chance, and you'll see.
Yes. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were trying to make sense of what's happening. And I was telling her, personally, I think God is trying to get us back to himself, because we had gotten distracted with so many issues of life, and it is some of these issues that is saying, stop this, pause here, and with all that, what else do we do apart from look up and say,
Absolutely.
God, without you we can't.
Absolutely.
We can't. So I like that you started there, because the pastor in the morning was also saying that there are some companies in this season, I mean, we look up to them and they're huge companies, but they've come to a place where they can't function anymore, and you recognize, my friend, God was not in your plans.
Absolutely.
So I can't stress that much more than God has to be the focal point of everything. But now, even with that, then what next? What next? Because people are praying in this season, people are doing online church, people have gone back to the word of God, but a new season is still coming. In fact, it has already begun. What else do I need to do to maximize on this new season?
Wow, absolutely. Yes, I think for the very first time, I was telling people, since I was born to this day, I have never experienced such an incredible change.
Yes.
And this is a global change. It's not just for Kenya, but
Yes.
it's for the whole world. And yes, governments, kings, queens, they have experienced the same thing. For the very first time, nobody had answers, and especially initially, nobody had answers. We all had to look up. And this is where now I believe God has really, yes, his voice is real on this earth, and he gave us something to really look up, and realize that probably we've been too busy trying to do everything else except what he wants us to just sit back and reflect. And actually, I find this very prophetic, just the word reflection, because in my prayer group, I have an incredible lady. Actually, she happens to be my daughter. And one time we were praying, and she said the word reflection. And the moment she said it, it was so... it gave me light in my heart, and I knew it was so powerful and profound. So this is such a season of reflection. We reflect on how we have been doing things. We reflect on the jobs we've been having. We reflect on the friendships, relationships, businesses and whatnot. So just to sit back and say, God, help me now to set proper goals, okay? Because again, preparation for seasons will continue. You don't stop because there is corona, and you don't stop because you've hit a setback. Like we say, the setbacks will bring in even a better comeback. So prepare for the comeback. This is a time and an opportunity for you now. You don't want to die off. You still want to live, because we are privileged that we can even still breathe and be okay today. And of course, our condolences and our prayers go out to all the families that have been affected in this season. Maybe their loved ones have been taken away, and but still we have to live on. We have to prepare. We have to set goals, whether they are business goals, family goals, relationship goals. Those have to be done. And because remember, 2-3 months from now, you look back and say, wow, the goals that you set today, assuming this is June the 1st, the goals that you set June the 1st, 90 days later, you're going to evaluate and look at those goals, and you'll see the results based on what you're going to do. So guys, I can say I'm so excited, and I can say it's time to look up. There is light at the end of the tunnel. God is not trying to punish us. He's just trying to re-strategize, to help us re-strategize and refocus and put back. We're going to do so much better, especially after this season. And I don't know when it's going to end. And because I truly believe every single day it's a new beginning. Honestly, it's a new beginning. But may you be found in a better place, okay? A place maybe where now you can look and say, wow, I appreciate even health. Some of us have been given so much, but sometimes we forget the gratitude. We want the big things. That's when we dance around,
Very true.
But now we look back and reflect so much on everything. We're so grateful. Yes.
You've used that word several times, and I like that word. Reflection. Maybe you can tell us the importance of reflection, and maybe even explain to us what reflection is, because I've realized this. I write devotions every day, and after every devotion, I write 3 questions. I ask 3 questions for people to reflect on. And yesterday, a friend of mine called me, just catching up, and they were saying, those reflective questions you always ask at the end of your devotion, they have made me start thinking and asking myself questions about many things in my life. And I recognize that many people don't reflect, or they don't even know the importance of reflecting. So in terms of embracing a new season, what's the importance of reflecting, and what do you mean by reflecting? Yeah.
All right. So reflecting is basically just going back to looking into yourself a little bit deeply.
Yes.
And like we said, we've been so busy, and I may speak for myself, and especially maybe with growing a business, and that takes a lot, and because it's meeting people every day, and exposing what I have for them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get home in the wee hours of the night, you left very early in the morning, you didn't even have enough time, I would say, enough time to just look back at the small things, the small successes, even though every success, no matter how big or small, it is a success.
Yes.
Because it means you didn't have it before, but now you have attained it.
Yes.
But, you just take it as if it's normal. I'm supposed to be successful. I'm supposed to be this and that. I'm supposed to, advance. I'm supposed to be promoted and all that stuff. But then you forget, you forget the small things. You forget the small goals that have been achieved. So reflection is just, for me, it's sitting back and looking deeply into what already has been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that gives me, it takes me back to something that I'm so passionate about now, the power of gratitude. Just every day spending this little time, being very habitual and being very purposeful about giving gratitude to God for even hourly things.
Yes.
Let's break it down to even by the minute.
Wow.
By the minute, by the hour. God, I thank you for this. And it becomes such a good habit that eventually you don't have to feel like you're waiting for Sunday in order to go to church, so that, because like right now there's no church, and we always say church, the real church actually is us. It's the spiritual aspect that lives within us. So we're not talking about the building.
Yes.
We're talking about you growing your spirit. You growing and connecting so much to your God, to whereby now that minute by minute you're reflecting, you're looking back deeply. And I believe right now, honestly, a lot of us have had enough time now, because God has our attention. Since we are home most of the time, I truly believe a lot of people have been looking deeply, being grateful for their marriages, being grateful for their children, for their jobs, for their businesses, and even for, it's hard to say this, but even for those that have left our lives, and especially people that have lost their loved ones, it's not easy to say thank you. But let us remember, just remember that God says in his word, which does not lie, that all things work together for good.
Yes.
I can say that because years ago I lost my parents. Initially it was so difficult. I was so angry at God. I was just upset. But like 3 years after my mom left, actually I started understanding things in a different way.
Okay.
And I realized he was filling the void and the gap.
Wow.
And now I'm just a happy person, grateful, knowing that regardless of what it is that we let go or allow to be taken out of our lives, there's such a beautiful replacement coming. So even in this season, I can say I'm so excited. I'm looking forward. For me, I'm looking forward. Guys, let us be grateful to God, and he's going to do something so deep, so interesting in our lives. So just reflect, look deeply within you.
Anytime I hear the word season, I'm always connecting it to a farmer. And because if there's one person I know is very, very focused and attentive to seasons, is a farmer.
Yes.
Because they determine the yield. And when I look at a farmer, they know the season that's coming next, unless they're hit with something like a drought that is unexpected or floods. But the seasons are almost like set in a way. Yeah. But now when we talk about preparing for a new season, I'm just wondering, how do you prepare for a new season if you don't even understand what the new season is all about? The farmer knows kutanyesha in the next couple of weeks, so we need to start tilling the land, and breaking ground and doing all this, because they know the next season is going to look like this. But in a situation like we are in today, where we've been hit by something and it's on a global scale, that has never happened in our lifetime. How do you prepare for a season you can't understand and you don't even know?
All right. Now, James, I may not be the expert, but I can say this. The book of Ecclesiastes says there's a season for everything.
Yes.
Under the sun, there's a season for everything. So I may say with surety,
Yeah.
I want to say with surety that, you know what, this is going to be over. This
Yes.
is going to be over.
Yes.
Every season comes and goes.
Yeah.
Corona will die down. And it's not even about that. It's about now how we're going to come out of this season. We cannot be the same.
Yeah.
People are saying we're going to go back to things being normal. But I truly believe there's going to be such diversity now, moving into the future. Somebody else's normal might not be my normal.
Exactly.
Okay. And the focus right now actually is on my own normal. James, focus on your normal, and even the viewers. Just look within yourself and say, God, what else are you going to change for me? Because the change that comes to Florence clearly will not come for you. Because and it's going to be different, but it's still going to be beautiful, because remember, our goals are different.
Yes.
Our expectations are different. The only thing I can say to the viewers is you must expect so much more from God. He loves you so much. He loves us so much. And with the rearrangement of things that are happening in the universe right now that we can't even see with our physical eyes, believe you me, there's something happening in the spiritual. So the only thing I can guarantee anyone is every season comes and goes. I have never seen the number one, God says the righteous will never be forsaken.
Yeah.
Yes, he may rearrange things in your life,
Yes.
but it doesn't mean he's trying to punish us. Truly, it just, every parent, there's no way a parent, I cannot kill my child.
Yeah.
I love them, but I will sometimes discipline, So why not we take it as just a season of discipline and rearrangement and reflection. And when this is over, because it will be over, we have the guarantee from the word of God, not the words of Florence.
Yeah.
So James, I can assure you this season will pass, and we are not supposed to be afraid, because again, God says he's not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. So guys, let us operate in the soundness of the will of God.
Yes.
And for sure, one day you'll maybe text me up or call me up and say, yes, Flo, you're right. The season came and went, and we are now thriving. Yes.
True.
We are thriving. So as the farmer sows and expects, let us sow our seeds of, let us plan our goals, set them again. It's fine. It doesn't matter whether you see how it's going to be achieved. Don't worry about that. Let God worry about that. But you focus. You operate in the soundness of your mind, in the things that you desire, and the universe will all make it work.
I'm just thinking based on something you said earlier. We are. Some people are waiting to go back to what we have called normal, and I keep telling people, no, that was abnormal. That is why God disrupted it.
Absolutely.
Would you say then this is the season where we have to connect with God and begin to find the new normal, so that when we are past this corona thing, we are not going back to things as they were. We have already created a new normal that is ushering us into this new season, a new thing that God is doing.
Absolutely, James. There's going to be a new normal. And like I said, it's going to vary for all of us.
Yes.
God is so amazing. He's made us very unique. He calls us peculiar. I don't know how you call yourself, especially for our viewers out there. Hopefully today something will click in your spirit.
Yes.
You are so peculiar. What God is going to do for one, he'll do for another, but in a very peculiar way. I realize some of the things that I have found out during this stay-home time is I have been asking too small. One day we were doing, I had a moment with my prayer group, and someone said something which really hit again into my spirit. Sometimes we ask too small. Oh God, I just want this house in this region. But you know what? Probably God wants to give you 10 homes. Honestly, it's not for vanity, but it's just to show his power in your life. Okay, so how much have you also been asking in this season? Believe you me, the new normal, I believe, is going to lead you to greater heights, deeper depths. Get ready. Let your faith be way up there. Believe bigger. Okay, and God is going to do for you, because remember, he'll only act on how much faith you have.
Very true. It's always according to your faith.
According to your faith.
Yes.
In fact, these days, James, my prayer is, I realized since I'm aware that I've been asking too small, I now told God, Dad, I call him Dad. I said, Dad, I want you to open my mind to see what is in the universe that I deserve, because there is clearly so much, and I'm sorry for having prayed too small all these years, but now that I'm aware, I'm going to go after the great faith. Absolutely. Wow. So go for your great faith out there, and God will do it for you. He will honor your faith.
Okay, let's talk about those who are just sitting by and waiting for this thing to come and go, and there's actually no preparation for them. They're not thinking about the next season. They are just there. What would you tell them? What are the I'm looking for a word. Effect is not such a good word, but because I can't find the effects of those who will not prepare. What will their lives be like? Yeah,
absolutely. Preparation is key, and remember, God made us co-creators.
Yes.
So what have you created in your mind that you want to bring to fruition and fulfillment? And it's not really about how much time we are expecting for this season to fill up so that it can be over.
Yeah.
It's about your daily goals. And like I shared last time, I'm big on goals because now I have learned from my mentors the power of goals.
Yeah.
This is not a season where you just sit and say, Nangoja, I'm just waiting for this to be over. For sure it will be over, but remember, we are all given talents. In this very moment, God is speaking through the Spirit and He's putting things in our mind. Probably now you're preparing even better for your for the comeback of your business.
Yeah.
And remember, people say, or rather the word out there is, yes, the economies have crashed. And for sure, a lot of things have crashed in this world. But again, there are some economies that are really, really thriving. I have done my research, and I have seen businesses that are truly, truly thriving right now.
In
and
this
especially
season.
in this very particular season, and especially online-based businesses, whereby you don't have to interact with people physically, but with the power of Zoom, there's so much business happening right now. And for me, that is just incredible for me to get a chance to see that. So it means the dreamers of the day are in move right now. They are on the move right now. The only question is, are you dreaming or not? Because remember, God is also very fair. James, He cannot give you more than what you can handle. You didn't prepare, absolutely, I don't think you should expect results. So the only thing right now is do something. Get up and plan again, live again, speak life into, because I tell people, whatever you speak is what you get. Remember the power of the tongue, right? Yeah. So sometimes I see even in the neighborhoods, people gather together and all they want to talk about day and night is what Corona is doing.
Yes.
But for me, I want to step back from such environments so that I can focus on what God is doing anyway.
I like that.
Remember, whatever you tune your frequency to, that is what you will understand. You will get the feedback.
And that is what you will become.
So absolutely, you can't wait another minute. You've been probably, if you haven't been acting, start acting now. Write your goals down, write your dates of completion. Don't worry about Corona or not. Worry about what God can do. Because remember, unfortunately, sometimes we tell God, oh God, I've been waiting for you to bless me, but you've taken too long. See, the but in the statement negates what you've already been asking for. So He's also confused. He's like, sweetie, I want you to just speak and stand and wait on my move, on my power, and I'll come through for you. So I just feel so excited because I know this is actually a powerful time.
Yes.
A powerful time. It depends with how you look at it.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Depends on your perspective.
Yes.
Would you say preparedness and vision go hand in hand, in that those who have a vision prepare, those who have no vision just sit and wait for whatever will come?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can only expect greatness in your life. Let me tell you, as an example, as a mom, when I was expecting my baby, oh my God, we did preparations.
Yes.
9 months, there was preparation. There was when I took, me and her within me, going to the clinic because I needed to know, is she developing well? Is she, okay? There was a season where I bought clothes for her, and there was a season where I had to prepare where she was going to like her room and her stuff like that. If you don't prepare, then definitely being caught by surprise and saying, oh, you know what, God will take care of it. I mean, I know He will, but there's expectation out of our side. I do, He does. You walk, He walks. And you sit, of course He'll sit. I believe that is a fair conclusion, a fair summary. So guys, let's rise up. It's time for your dreams to come to fulfillment. It's not going to come after the Corona season. The time to prepare for is right now, so that when the season is over, there's going to be an explosion of success from your end.
Yes. And there's something you said earlier on about there are some businesses in this season that's thriving, which I find very interesting, because it means then these people looked at the season, saw an opportunity, and went after it. Maybe you can talk to us also the importance of being flexible and being able to adjust, because there are some people who've left what they were doing and now they're doing something else and they're thriving in it. Yeah, while somebody else is crying over the lost opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of tears don't solve solutions. I mean, truth be told, James,
Yes,
we have
yes.
cried, been there in that situation, only to realize that God was transitioning me. Yes, sometimes we move at a pace where it's so fast on the things that we are normal to us,
Yeah.
or the ones that we know how to do. Then one day, you make a very sharp turn, like now when this year began.
Yeah.
Things just shifted absolutely for all of us.
Suddenly, yes.
Suddenly, I like that. Suddenly. So you find yourself, you're taking these major breaks, and you know, now you're trying to figure it out. You're like, okay, God, help me. Which way am I turning, left
Yeah,
or right?
yeah.
Actually, it happened for me even in my own business.
Yeah.
I was used to a certain business until something changed this year. And when it changed, oh my God, like now, this is June. I am now in such a place where I have adjusted, and I'm now thriving and feeling good, and actually being part of what we said,
Yeah.
businesses that are doing well
Yeah.
in this same season. So for those of us who sometimes hold on to one thing for so long, maybe you've been employed 30 years,
Yeah.
and I can understand. I know you don't know how to move forward. Been there, my friend, been there. But again, I can say this great power of God that we talk about all the time,
Yeah.
this is when it's coming to manifest for you, to give you that extra courage and strength to look at things with such an open mind. Because sometimes we miss opportunities because our minds are so closed.
Yeah.
We are only used to looking at things
From
in
one perspective.
Yes, from
Yeah.
one perspective.
Yeah.
But I can assure you guys, let me tell you, reinvent yourself.
I like
Allow God to reinvent you.
I like that.
Please, He's got the best of ideas out there. Let your angels, I know people are angels, they'll come to you, maybe they've been talking to you, try this, try that. What if that is the will of God for you? Believe you me, a simple prayer will get you there. Then the action behind it is what is now going to bring everything to manifestation.
I like the word reinvent because the pastor in the morning used the same thing, the same word. In the morning we were talking about failure is not final, and just she talked about exactly what you're talking about, reinventing yourself. Because sometimes we are so used to one way of life. When that is disrupted, we get into depression. We can't think of another way out of the same situation. And so probably even as we wrap up, because we have like 3 minutes, to that person who may have lost hope in this season, maybe they've lost a job, maybe they've had to shut down their business, or maybe even they've lost a loved one, and the loved one maybe was the breadwinner or something. What kind of encouragement can you give them that will set them off to prepare for the next season? Because another season is coming, whether we are prepared for it or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I want you guys out there, for our viewers, I just want to really, really express my love for you based on the love that God has poured out in my heart. And I say this because at some point in life, I went through so much, whether it's the loss of my mom, whether it's the loss of my dad. The loss happens.
Yeah.
Loss happens.
Yeah.
And I realized probably, yes, our souls are internal, but the physical one day will rest. Okay. And when we rest, we can't take it personal because it's the process. We allow God's process to happen for us. But initially, of course, it's not easy. Yes, the heartache is there. And like you said, probably someone has lost someone who probably was a breadwinner.
Yeah.
But guess what? I want to give hope to the one that is left behind. Maybe you are the lady that is left behind, or maybe you're the gentleman that is left behind. Trust me, for God to have allowed the other person to be taken out of your life, He knows that you're truly capable. You that is here now,
Yes.
you are truly capable to run the show. And guess what? You're not going to run the show by yourself. By His strength, by His power, by
like
His
that.
might,
Yes.
you are going to do it. You're going to raise those children. You're going to do what it needs. And you're going to be even maybe a better breadwinner than probably what you had. Because now this is the chance when God is saying, arise, you co-creator.
Yeah.
Arise from your slumber. It's been too long. And now I want to show the world that what was in there, the awakening of the giant,
Yeah.
is now here. Okay, look for mentors. I truly believe, personally, look for mentors, people that can help you. They've done what you want to do, and they're going to help you and hold your hand, and you will be successful eventually. So cry now. Yes, I know you will cry tears,
Yeah.
but the morning shall come. Rise with the sun,
Yeah.
wipe your tears, and get to work.
Wow, I like that. Wipe your tears and get to work. Florence, thank you for coming through for us today. I understand you're working on a book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited.
What's the kind of content are you working on?
Oh my God! Actually, for all those who have been heartbroken in any way, maybe loss of love, loss of friendships, stuff like that, this is the book for you. For those of you who have grown in poverty but overcome all odds, even to go through, take yourself through college or whatever, and become kind of like international, that is the book for you. For those who are looking how to connect with the Holy Spirit, I introduce you guys to God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is the book for you. So my book is Rise and Shine. It's time. And the subtitle is My Journey of Brokenness and Healing. Okay. So yes, guys, I've been broken to the core, but I've also been so healed, and I'm truly, truly grateful to God, and it's so incredible. And also for those of you who are looking on how to start a business from scratch, guys, with tears and pain, that is also the book for you. And the power of mentorship, the power of leadership, it's all in that book. So follow me on Instagram. Actually, my account is Flo's Grammy, FLO, my name, Flo, then Grammy, GRAMMY, Flo's Grammy. You'll find me on Instagram. We'll see some of the projects that we're working together. We'll all get healed. Yes, you're broken right now, but guess what? We're champions at heart. And actually, I know, James, I just want to say this. I appreciate a lot of the mentors in my life.
Yes.
Like I say, if it wasn't for Simon Degwa, I wouldn't know how to do business. If it wasn't for Chioma Phillips and Sam Phillips, they've put my book together, especially the cover. Mr. James Karundu, an amazing mentor and coach. He taught me now how to put my book together. And so many other people. Of course, we appreciate our family, our friends, and the people that hold our hands. Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
Florence, thank you so much for coming in this morning. May the Lord bless you.
God bless you, James.
My friend, preparing for a new season. The new season is coming. Let's prepare. It will be a great season.
For this and more of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs, from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.